Hi, my awesome friends. I'm joining in with My Little Rural Homestead for No Spin February. I'm going to try to do this every month. We'll see how well I do. Now, I'm doing this No Spin February on my Social Security checks and sharing with you how I keep myself in budget, hopefully, and how I take all my money and pay all my bills up front. That way I have no way, hopefully, getting behind on them. It's important to keep ourselves current on our savings, utilities, and food. Those are the three big things that we need to worry about. And I make sure that money gets taken out right away on top and divided out to be paid immediately. And this is my awesome friend, and she joins in with me prepping the pantry on Fridays. And she joins in with me for Fairy Garden Thursdays on Thursdays. And she does lots of great cooking videos also. And she is also doing No Spin Challenge. It's an open collab. Anyone can join in anytime. I'm going to be trying to do mine on Monday because I keep coming up late on Friday. So let's see if Grandma can do one every Monday. So I had forgotten about a couple bills that, I'm going to be honest, have already been paid, but I didn't have an envelope put aside for them. So I don't want you to think the car insurance and the health insurance wasn't paid. It was. I just didn't have the envelope ready, like an idiot. So it's also important to make sure we have health care. So make sure that gets paid also every month. And please have your car insurance paid, because if you get in an accident and if you own any property, you might not after an accident. So let's go see how Grandma did this month on her February budget. Even though she forgot 2 of the envelopes, they will be up next Monday, and we'll start talking about a few other things. Thank you so much, my dear friends, for joining us. Also, keep in mind, all money that you see in this video has already been spent on bills or back in the bank. I keep no money in my house, not even savings money. When I get money left over, it goes right into savings, into the bank. I keep just enough money that I can get by, like maybe $40. So don't think there's a ton of money, because we don't keep money in our home. It's not safe. So thank you guys so much for coming by, and don't forget, there's no money, no cash in this home. Always like to share that right in the beginning. Don't know who's watching these videos, and don't want to think of them thinking they can come and steal a lot of money. Grandma has no money. And I always put these videos up after I have paid my bills and made my budget and money back in the bank. Like to point that out. It's February, and this is our money for our budget in February. Is that not a lot of money? Oh yeah. Now I want to mention one thing right off the bat, guys. I don't keep any of this money in my house. All this money is going right back to the bank or going right to the bills. Because, you know, I have a lot of bills. And these aren't like credit card bills. These aren't furniture bills. These are not like buying a new car bills. These are bills to live bills. And if you want to see where I spend my money and where all this money went, just drink that tea or that soda or that coffee, and I'll share with you where my money went for the budget for February. And oh my gosh, these envelopes are all going to be empty really, really soon. So before this video even comes up, these bills are paid, and the rest of the money is back in the bank. No money is kept at my house, so keep that in mind, guys. We don't let money pile up at the house. Even the savings accounts are in the bank. I will share with you at the end of the month the money that has went into those savings accounts, but the only ones that I shared today was emergency funds and my regular savings and my dental savings account and my medical supply account. Everything else is already in the bank. It doesn't come out, and as I have extra money, it goes back into the bank every week. So there is no extra money at this house. We are living on a tight little budget. So, hope you enjoy No Spin February and where my budget's at. Well, today we're starting out with our No Spin February, and I'm going to show you my budget for this month. First thing we're going to do every month when we separate our money on how we're going to live, savings is going to be the first thing I'm taking out of my budget. The first thing is emergency funds. It's not a lot of money, it's only $100 a month. But that's got to come out first. We have to pay ourselves first because we cannot live on every penny that we have coming in. We have to have money put aside for savings. So emergency funds, $100 each month. Another $100, as you can see, is for just savings. Say something comes up and I got to spend a little extra money. It's going to have the money already there. And we're going to try to save $1,200 in emergency funds and $1,200 in savings. That's $2,400 for the year, and that will be every year. I'm not going to say it's going to stay. We may have emergencies coming up and we may have savings coming up, but the most important thing is we have that money waiting for those problems to arise. I had some problems last month. I took it out of last year's savings for emergency funds, so it didn't affect this year's. But things do come up every single month. I had to take the dog to the vet, and it was a little over $130, so that's just why we had to do it. I thought I was going to have to call a plumber out, but my son came over and fixed it, so I got the plumbing fixed for free. So sometimes you can get lucky like that too. Okay, this is where we're starting. Emergency funds and savings. Now let's see what we do next. Well, next thing we need to always budget for is our utilities. We need utilities to live. So I do pay extra on a few of my utilities because they are not the same each month. And we are going to be paying $200 on the electric bill, as you can tell. And there's the money. And my electric bill is usually not $200. I don't want you to panic. But I like to have enough in there to make sure that we have enough to pay our utilities each month. Some months we have more, some months we have less. Electric can go up in the summer because of air conditioning, and it can go down in the winter. But in the winter time, we have the gas bill that can go up. And in the summer, it goes down. Now, I just got my last gas bill was over $100, so I added another $10 to it, even though it only says $100. And I will probably leave it at $110 because I want to make sure I have plenty in that money, because last year my gas bill went up. I know it's going to be hard to believe. It's hard for me to believe. $304 one month last year. Last month was pretty cold. It made it 105, I think. And even that didn't make me upset. But $300 made me very upset. Honestly, I think the gas company was gouging, but I could be wrong. Everyone got treated the same way. There were people that had $500, $600, $700 natural gas bills for their heating of their home for 1 month in Southern California. I don't know how the rest of the country lives, but that's what they did to us. Then this is my trash bill. That trash bill is $50 a month that I'm putting in there. Now, like I said, I'm paying extra, and at the end of in December, whatever extra I have in these utility accounts, I can spend for Christmas, and I don't have to worry about Christmas. So it's really my utility and Christmas fund. So I know that sounds weird to some of you, but that's what I've been doing for, I don't know, like 40 years. And that way the utilities always get paid, and we always have Christmas. We don't go in debt for Christmas. We don't use credit cards for Christmas. And we need to figure out whatever money we have left over. That's what we're spending for Christmas, and that's what we're going to spend. Some years we spend more than other years because we have the money. If we don't have it, we don't spend it. I believe in living on what you have, or maybe even living a little under what you have. Now my cell phone bill is $60, and it is $60 because I have $30 for each cell phone, and we have two, me and my husband both. We have no landline, and in the long run, I do feel that's still pretty cost effective because when my mother was alive, they didn't usually, I don't think they even had cell phones back then you could afford. She used her landline for all her phone calls, and by herself, her phone bill, and that was like 25 years ago. It wasn't recent. Her phone bills were $100, and she was living on Social Security. So that was taking about 1/8 of her Social Security just for her phone bill. So I do feel that cell phones in the long run are cost effective because I can call anywhere in the United States, and that bill is $30 a phone. When my mom used her phone, every call that she made long distance would have cost her extra. And my whole entire family, if I had a landline, maybe my 2 children and San Bernardino would be local, but every other person in my family would be long distance. So I could easily have a couple $100 phone bill if I didn't have cell phones that everything is included. So I feel like the cell phones are really a good amount of money for what you get for the service. So I'm not complaining, and we've gotten our cell phone down to $30 a phone. And I realize there are some phones that are less, but we do have internet with these phones, and my husband can talk to my grandchildren, great-grandchildren. He can have pictures sent to him, and that means a lot to him. So I feel like this is a great investment, the cell phones. And we do have internet, and I do answer my comments on my phone as well as my tablet and my computer. So I'm not complaining about that. So that was our next thing we have to have.